Okay, Jeff, on the left is your ball swing and on the right is your practice swing. And let's look at the practice swing. Right there is about the end of your backswing. So you have your shaft here. Let me do that in a little smaller line, a little thinner line. So you've got your shaft here. It's a pretty good load. If I were to put a box at the base of your ankles, to the top of your head, you're right there. Let me do that on your ball swing. So with your ball swing, you don't take it back quite as much. You have a little bit better load in your wrist. You have a little bit more wrist hinge. It's hard to tell exactly, but it also looks as if you are, on your practice swing, you've rotated more and not swayed quite as much. I'm going to clear these lines now. It does look to me as if this line from the knee to the center of your hip is more here, and there's just a little bit more of a bracing angle. There's just a little more tilt in your upper leg there. So your weight is more on the inside of your right leg in your practice swing. You're rotating, but you're staying. You have a little bit more what I call a bracing angle. You're a little bit too vertical. You've gotten this hip a little bit too much on top. Let me clear that one more time. So if I drew an arrow straight down, let me put it at 90 degrees. Off your right hip, straight down. I'm seeing a little more flex here. And that you're just a fraction more on your left side and your backswing on the right, on your practice swing. So what that's telling me is that you're rotating a little bit more with your lower body. You're having more coil in your body, and you certainly are getting the club further back. So let's take it down. When your left arm is parallel to the ground, your shaft is here. When your left arm is parallel to the ground, your shaft is here. So you're holding the angle a little bit better on the right. That'll give you more power. If this swing on the right was actually swinging at a golf ball with some authority, but you kept those geometric angles, it would have more club head speed. So let's continue down. And when your hands are right in front of your right thigh here, right on your belt line, your club is here. So let's take you down to those hands if I can catch that. Your hand, I think this particular frame by frame didn't capture the between those two. This one's just a little bit too far back. That was a little bit past. But your shaft is here. Your hands are a little bit further. But you have lost some of the swing on the way down. You've kind of unhinged your wrist too early, and so by the time you are ready to do the final unhinge into the ball, there's not a lot of hinge to unhinge, and so that's where by unhinging your wrist up at the top, that's not going to translate down to the golf ball. You've got to hold that angle so that you save all of the unhinge for just this last piece right there, that last piece. And that'll give you a little bit more whip. So let me clear that again. And let's look, there you are, good position at impact on that one. And you can certainly see if I just framed your head down to the ground, framed your head down to the ground. You're much further to the left on your practice swing. I'll do it from the ankles to the top of the head, ankles to the top of your head. Your belt buckle and the center of your chest is much more on top of your left foot and you're kind of leaning back, almost a reverse weight shift on the right foot. Hearing this is not, and you are not alone in this swing on the left. I do face this quite often. I'll have people with really good fundamental swings when there's no ball there, and then it's clear in my mind that ninth position, I love that ninth position of yours. Right arm is straight, you've rehinged up here, your right hip is getting over here to where your front foot is, you've got an angle here, and then here you're more stiff-legged, you're really not driving you're not using your lower body effectively. I suspect that this left heel, it's a little blurry for me, but I suspect that left heel is actually off the ground. You're actually falling back into your back foot, and you're not getting this hip. So this hip here is actually pushed outside your foot, and here it's right on top of your foot. So you're not leaning into the left. Now you were just doing a nice lazy swing on the right. You weren't doing a fast practice swing. You were doing a slow practice swing. You were saving the speed for your ball swing. What I would like for you to do is work on that easy practice swing. Let me take it back here where we're looking at the practice swing again. I love the sound of that train. So you're just doing a nice little easy practice swing, nothing fast. So I'm wanting you to swing fast, but I want you to train the fast swing using your practice swing. Take it back, fill a complete load, and then loud swish, no ball.
140 yards.
So there's it's what you need to try to do is memorize the feeling of your practice swing, and just hit balls with your practice swing. Learn how to do that. Start out nice and lazy like. That's the swing I want to see on the ball. Do that even if it only goes 100 yards. Train the shape of your practice swing at a ball. When you look at your own, when you video these and look at your own swing, the only thing I really want to see and want you to see is, can you get your shaft to here when you swish at a golf ball? You've already learned how to do that when there is no ball, but you have not yet successfully got your shaft to here when you're swinging at a golf ball. So your goal right now is not to hit the ball far. Your goal isn't to hit it 200 yards. I want you to swing nice and easy. I don't care if you only hit it 140 yards, but you're going to complete your backswing. You're going to allow your hands and that shaft to get to here. Become consistent at getting that shaft in that position, and just swish and make that lazy swing at a golf ball. So you want to kind of monitor that each time. Next year when I get into Arizona, we're going to